Welcome to Animallica. Animallica is not only about your own survival, but the survival of the innocent living creatures that still remain on the planet after the spread of a plague. Your main target is to find a cure to rescue the animals from different locations. Be aware of the fact that the game is still under development, so expect for a few things that you would find in any unfinished game. But keep an eye, because much more content and improvements will be added to this game with the time. The small development team keeps working to make Animallica a better game, trying to release at least one new patch with game content once a month. There are several aspects and features of this game that may keep you interested in playing it. Animallica will let you travel between different worlds, also known as maps or biomes, by using a hot air balloon that you will find in your journey. Without any cost, you can travel somewhere else the times you wish. Every place has their own landscapes and challenges. There's a new adventure in every of them. While some biomes look harmless, others will become your nightmare until you get rid of the threats you'll have to face. While traveling, you may find unique points of interest to visit. Some of these have hidden treasures, but behind every treasure there's a challenge. In the beginning, once you leave the facility, you will find yourself lost, hurt and clueless about what to do in that land, no matter what. That land is actually the starter map, where your real tutorial about the game will start. Don't be put off by the looks of it. The way that this map was built was with the purpose of training you for your future adventures. Once you get the hot air balloon right, you will be able to travel through completely different maps, where you are free to roam, like in an open world game, opposite to this starter map called Land Base, that is more linear in terms of design and gameplay. If you ever get tired of walking by your own feet, ride a horse. There are horses with a saddle in mostly biomes that you can ride and reach places faster and safer. Animallica is very rich when it comes to diversity. Diversity of items. Yes, there are plenty items that you will be finding or crafting through the game. And you may end to ask yourself why there are so many items for. Every item has a purpose. Try collecting as many different items as you can, because you never know if you will find them later until the time comes. Diversity of animals. A game that has to do with animals would be boring if you could only find 4 or 5 different species in the world. Animallica is the opposite. Even though the development team keeps working on adding new animal species, breeds or colors, the game itself contains already a huge variety of species for you to capture and save. From farm and other domestic animals to the most wild and dangerous species, you can find them through the different areas of the game. And I hope you like horses! If you have an exotic and peculiar taste for rare or mutant species, maybe it's time to visit the animal trader. In a lab, you can create different formulas or potions to tranquilize, cure and tame an animal. tranquilizer formulas can be applied to arrows to create the tranquilizer arrows. This is the first step to save an animal. Don't be disappointed if you've ever tried to chop down a tree and it did not work. Try chopping down the trees instead. By talking on chopping down trees, you will find the proper amount of different tools to gather resources, or even use them to destroy barriers and enemy spawns. Pick up placed structures and use them as melee weapons. Both tools and weapons can be found in the world or crafted in a workstation. Weapons. Currently there are just a few ranged weapons, but more than enough to hurt or even kill enemies before they touch you. The ranged combat is pretty effective and valuable in Animallica, as it will make you preventing a lot of conflicts between enemies, together with detecting them from a further distance. Ranged weapons are easy to use, and the ammunition is something that you can either find in the world, buy or craft. Melee combat. It may take a while to master and deal properly with fast enemies, but after a while you will manage to find a way of turning this kind of combat in something less scary. Jumping while in melee combat can be quite useful. Using a ranged attack before a melee attack will make your enemy weak, and it will be easier for you to kill it when it's closer to you. Nonetheless, after you get used, you will manage to kill dozens of enemies. And the amount of melee weapons currently existing in the game is big, especially when it comes to swords. The tool and weapon upgrading feature of this game is something you should look for. Maybe your sledgehammer or compound bow could be more effective and do the job faster, but they don't. That's when you feel the need of upgrading them. Upgrading kits and shards can be found through the worlds, and using them in a blacksmith or advanced workshop, together with certain kinds of weapons or tools, will allow you to make them more effective and stronger. Base building is also a big feature in Animallica. Maybe you had no idea you could build custom big parks, different sized enclosures for your animals, towns with diverse themes, and so on. But you are able to build all that, as the game holds a big diversity of decoration items, natural enrichments, animal shelters, furniture and several buildings to keep between walls what belongs to you. You can simply build in any map you wish, but there's this specific one called Sliced Land, which is basically an almost naked big island made with flat ground, which turns the placement of crafting stations and other types of buildings an easier thing. If you like organization, Animallica has several different looking containers for every kind of items in the game. You are able to keep animals you captured in the animal containers if you cannot do or do not wish to place them on the ground yet. A great feature of Animallica is animal taming. After you've tamed an animal, you are able to make it follow you anywhere. Now you are also able to name every animal you own. Other of the main features of Animallica is the crafting feature. At first you may not feel the need of crafting certain things, as some of those things you can find through the different locations of the game. But several things demand the use of a crafting station. You may be asking yourself how to unlock the different crafting recipes in every crafting station of the game. Let me explain you quickly how the crafting progression works on Animallica. Part of the fact that since the beginning of your gameplay you are able to handcraft basic items, you will always be needing to use the different available crafting stations to craft different and even more advanced items. And you do not need to unlock any craftable items recipes in order to craft them. Your character has no specific level, and there's no way you can or need to level up to do something. There is no gain of a specific amount of points needed to unlock anything craftable in the game. All the crafting progression, or the ability to craft every different kind of craftable items, is made through the crafting stations. All you need is to start with one crafting station, that is usually the basic workshop, and then from the basic workshop you can start crafting a blacksmith, tannery, and so on. The more you expand your settlement with the different crafting stations, the more crafting recipes you will have available to use. So basically all you need to unlock things is by simply building the different crafting stations, nothing else. Also, you have the benefit of finding a few crafting stations in certain maps that you can use just in case you don't own any of them in your base yet. Having a lab in the starter map is such a big advantage, as it may take a while for you to gather enough materials to craft your own lab. One interesting aspect is the trading system. You will find some NPC traders in certain parts of the game. Gold is the main form of currency, and there's the advantage of getting gold and other forms of currency through different ways. You can use the available currencies to buy different kinds of things from the traders. Some of the smallest things in the game can make a big difference in your gameplay experience. The development team is aiming to add or change some big and smaller aspects in the game with the time. Customizing your own gameplay settings is such a great feature. Adjusting the game to your needs or preferences is something very useful and important for you as a player, as it can improve your gameplay experience because there are always different kinds of players. So different kinds of settings for each player will be perfect. For example, changing your crosshair appearance, increasing the volume or muting a specific kind of sound in the game can make a difference. Plus, having several slots to save your game is quite useful. The quick save feature can be extremely useful, especially when you have to leave in a rush. Maybe you'd like to see more of this game in the future? One of the benefits of Animallica is having a development team and community ready to hear your suggestions about the game. Thanks a lot for watching. See you soon in game.